Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. Today I'm going to talk about cooking. We all store large amounts of food, and a lot of these items take a lot of cooking: oatmeal, rice, beans, and the list goes on and on. So we need a way of cooking these things. A lot of people store a year's supply of food, but do they store a year's supply of fuel to cook all these things? Do they have the means to cook? In a survival situation, be it a WROL situation, or even just a local disaster where we're going to lose power for a week or two, we're going to need ways to cook. 4 or 5 days without your kitchen and without grid power, you're going to really want to make sure you have a good plan to make all this food and serve your family. This is my WROL kitchen. I call it a survival kitchen. A lot of these things can be taken out in the woods, and I have a large tarp where I can set that up so I can have a kitchen. So if I have to bug out to the woods and I have vehicles for transportation, I can make sure I have a good kitchen so my wife can prepare good food and it'll be easier on her. Right now, it's hard enough to prepare food for people, especially if you have a group of 20 or 30 people. The modern conveniences of the kitchen makes it possible to do that with microwaves, refrigerators, freezers, the stoves, the ovens, and all the other gadgets we have. But without all those gadgets, it is going to be very time consuming and difficult to prepare food for a large amount of people. This is what I'm doing. My kitchen's located through that door right there, so it's very easy. You can actually look into the kitchen from here. So this is very helpful. I challenge you, find a spot at your house where you can set up an emergency kitchen. Now, in the wintertime, we could cook with some propane inside the house, but in the summertime, we don't want to add any heat to the house. Without air conditioning, it'll be very miserable. This is what I'm doing. This is a Coleman stove. I love it. It folds down. It's just not as sturdy as what I'm looking for. So if anybody knows of a good stove that can go on a propane or a wood gasifier type of stove or a rocket stove, please let us know. Oven. You need an oven. You want to cook bread. You want to cook cookies. I cook everything in this little oven. It's an excellent product. It has a temperature gauge so you can regulate it really well. I have a standard single burner on there that I actually got for free. One of the tabs broke off, so I broke the rest of the tabs off, and this is just designed for my oven. I mounted it on, this was a grinder stand. This was the top of it and had a bottom piece that I was given for free, and I figured that out, that what I'm trying to do is keep everything up so you can actually work at a normal height to everything, so you're not always bending over very hard on the back. In a survival situation, we're going to have enough stress, and our workload is going to exceed what we're really doing right now. So we want to make everything as comfortable as possible on the people preparing food. Highly recommend any type of oven. You're going to want to cook things, and this makes it very easy to do. Next, we have a standard grill like everyone has. You can cook all kinds of stuff on there. Very useful. Next is a table. You're going to need to prepare food. I also will have one right behind the camera that will be there to prepare a large amount of food. Or this could be set up in the summertime when you're doing lots of canning. In a survival situation, you're going to really ramp up your garden production. You're not going to waste any products. You're going to can and preserve. And canning is one of the best ways of doing it. So you're going to need a large area to work with. We have a table here. This is a folding table. It folds down really nicely. I've had it for years. You can take this to the woods with you. I have other things in this kit, so if I have to leave immediately, I don't have to go ahead and get silverware out. It's already here. I bought this a few years ago at a store. It was $9. It was after Christmas. They were trying to get rid of those things. So look, for after Christmas specials, that was $9. I have everything I need to bug out in it. Next is something we've used a lot. The last power outage we use, it's a toaster. It goes on top of your single burner or a double burner, or you can put it on any really gasifying stove or a rocket stove. The only thing with this is you have to turn it over manually and toast the other side. Highly recommend this. They're very, very affordable, and we've used it in power outages, and it's come in very handy. Next is a sink. What I've gone with, you can go with any tote. You don't have to have this galvanized metal container. You might have Christmas ornaments or Christmas stuff in a big tote. You can use that as your emergency sink. This is just metal. I haven't plumbed the bottom. I'm debating whether to put a little drain in the bottom with a little hose. But But this works out really well. I have a 25-gallon container there. That way I have a simple pump. So I can pump water from my well. So I'll still have water, which is a huge plus. Putting it in here during the day, that way anytime anybody needs to do any work, simply turn the faucet on and you'll have water to wash extra produce or do dishes, big pots and pans. We're going to be doing a lot of things differently. We're going to be boiling a lot of water, so we're going to have a lot more bigger dishes. Coming over here, I like propane. Problem is, it's not a renewable source. I put back a lot of propane because it's very, very easy to use, especially in the summer. Instead of firing up some type of wood stove, you can turn on the propane and really quickly make a lot of hot water. Hot water is going to be worth a lot in a survival situation. We take it for granted. We go in the house, we take a warm shower, we wash our hands because that hot water heater is doing a lot of work. In a survival situation, even if it's just a temporary 6 or 7 days with no power, you're going to want hot water. This makes a lot of hot water very quickly. You have to have hot water. You have to clean your dishes, you have to sanitize things. So this will give you the option. So now we can do dishes, we can wash things. You're going to need something that can produce a lot of hot water. $20 at a garage sale for this, plus a nice big pot. Great deal. You need to look around. You can find things to make your summer kitchen or your emergency kitchen. Next, this is a deadwood stove. This is my most important cooking item right here. It takes sticks. It's very similar to a rocket stove. I will be doing a review on it because I love them. This is renewable source. You can make a lot of hot water very quickly. You need to have a renewable source, be it a deadwood stove, be it a rocket stove, be it any type of stove that you can just use plain wood, a renewable source. So this is just part of my emergency kitchen. What I'm going to do, you're going to be doing a lot of work. You're going to be expending a lot of energy and you're going to need a lot of calories. Make it easier on yourself and your family by providing whoever's doing the cooking a very easy and efficient way to cook food for you. We take a lot of things for granted with electricity. So this will be good for a short-term emergency, a WROL situation, and also charity. This is set up where I could help feed my neighbors if I have to. So give me your suggestions. What are you doing for cooking? What other products are out there that we don't know about that we could buy to give us better and easier way of cooking? Thanks for watching.